I'm Dorothy Rowe, and the video you're about to watch is a clip from a live webinar. If you enjoy the content of this video, please like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments. Thank you. Today's a day of one of the aspects of intelligence of creation that represents the arts and the educational process and all spiritual wisdom, all of it. There are many ways of looking at the energy field of the physiology. But what's important is that the outer edges of the astral body, the outer edge of that toroidal form, there's a really dynamic inward-outward flow, right? Because the nature of the energy from being is it flows out, and it flows out to the edge of the astral field, and then right there at the edge of one's own personal astral field, it folds back in again. So there's again the important dynamic point of concern is where the energy shifts direction, which is the edges of the astral body. So at this point, let's just take a look at everyone's astral bodies. So grateful for the privilege. If you want your astral body to be seen, some people don't want their astral bodies to be seen, no problem. Just for what it's worth, you look yourself at your astral body. And what we see is that junction point, that place at the surface, yesterday I was comparing it up here. It correlates with this area right at the peak of the manifesting process where human beings are experts, where we are masters is up at this level. And this outer edge of the astral body kind of correlates with that. It has a lot of the same types of laws of nature, which means purification, right? And one of the things the astral body does is it protects you, it purifies and protects you from influences from the environment, like viruses or other kinds of like negative energies or whatever. It protects. So thicker can be better. And for some people, the overall threading of their astral body is like more delicate. Like their whole astral body is sort of made up of sort of thinner, more tender, more delicate threads in general, percentage-wise. And for other people, it's a little bit, those threads are a little bit thicker, more robust. What you want it to be a little bit like your gut bacteria. You want the wider range of diversity of threads is better, because that gives you more flexibility and more stability. It gives you more resources to work with. So people whose astral bodies, the threads of the astral body, tend to err on the side of being a little thinner and more delicate, also most often have the experience of being very sensitive to environmental energies. And we tend to associate those finer, thinner, more delicate threads with the more abstract levels of the astral body, hence the more spiritual, the more closer to being levels of the astral body. So you'd say, well, that's good, right? Like more spiritual people are like that. And the thing is, it's true that as people kind of orient themselves to be more toward the source of creation and more abstract in their perception, experience, etc., then the tendency is the astral body showing up a little bit more as delicate threads. But in order to be sturdy and powerful and able to navigate all kinds of experiences in this universe, we need both. So it's a little bit like the healing for ego that we've done in previous workshops, I think, or webinars. I think we've done healings for ego, where it's not just about being, I am the whole universe and all this material field is nothing but Maya. No. It's about, I am all of it. I am the whole spectrum of creation, and I need my physical material constrained by space-time parts of me. I need that as much as I need my infinite, unbounded, eternal parts of me. Like they work together, they have been created together, They're created, the absolute value creates the material value for a reason. And so it's the body needs to be here, and all the individuality needs to be here. And so also these more, these thicker, more sort of sturdy, more dense threads in the astral body also need to be here. Not to confuse, right? Not to think, well, if I have more dense threads in my astral body, then maybe I'll be more dense, and I won't be sensitive to other people's feelings and so forth. No, you can have your cake and eat it too, because we're actually looking at the structure of this. See, most people, they don't even think about it. This isn't the topic of conversation or thought. But here, it's like we wake up and go, oh, we have hands. Oh, look how many things we can do now, right? If you didn't know you had hands, so many things you could not do. So now we know, oh, we have an astral body. It's constructed like this. So, oh, now here's so many things we can do. So just for everybody, what's happening is a download, cosmic download, directly from that level of universal intelligence responsible for spiritual knowledge and responsible for learning and responsible for all the archives of information and all the arts. The range, consistency, variety, the diversity of the threads in the astral body. This beautiful, beautiful download is providing everyone in our webinar with the vision and the understanding of just how far the astral body can express itself. What is the pure potential of the astral body? What is the full potential of the astral body? Not just to have delicate threads, but to have threads so delicate that they are energy essence, and so big and strong and robust, especially at the outer edges. Coming into that, is it the outer, and then it comes into the central core, which is the big one, right? That's the big one that goes through our cord of light that goes through the body. So it's like a tree, kind of like a tree with a big trunk, right? And then it's got its larger branches and then smaller branches. And so, like a more mature tree, if a tree is fortunate enough to be planted somewhere not by power lines, and so nobody comes along and prunes it heavily, the tree has the opportunity to grow symmetrically, to grow with a nice arrangement and variety of larger branches, which we think of inside our body as our meridians inside our body, right? And but also outside, and then down to the finer threads, all the way down to the little stamens coming off the flowers on the tree. In Vedic science, today is an auspicious day that kind of marks the beginning of spring. And that's when the trees make their flowers. It's a very special time in the Midwest. Anyway, so that download for everyone. And what that does is it provides both a blueprint and a template. So the template is the overarching expression of potential of the astral body. The blueprint is specific for you. Each person's astral body is going to be shaped in a manner that is unique to their specific needs and their nature and their the kind of work you do and all that you experience. So it accommodates your personal experience right there. So there I'm feeling the accommodation of the personal experience. I'm feeling lots of movement down here at the foundational level, because the causal body, then it has to move around a little bit. Some of those resonating spaces have to adapt and adjust themselves to the fact that you now have a far more diverse and full-bodied and wide-ranging spectrum of threads in the astral body. Just going back, double checking. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. So what is this going to do? This is going to change each one of our relationship with the web of life. because it's through the astral body that the astral body is the level where we first connect up with the web of life, first contact web of life, or we first contact the environment. Of course, we interact at the superficial material level, but really our first connection is through the web of life. And when the astral body is so beautifully formed, so round, so robust, so buxom, right? That then such an individual acts a little bit more like a node. It's a little more, I would say, integrated node in the web of life. So there are threads that come into the body from every corner of creation, every star in creation, every part of the universe has threads that connect in. But when the astral body is so organized, it's so orderly, it's so beautiful, even more aligning with sacred geometry, right? Then that individual, we as individuals, gain access to archives of universal information that were not otherwise available. Because it requires, it's like upgrading your instrument, right? If you're a beginner musician and you've got a nice little student model instrument, there is so much you can do with that instrument. But at some point, your technique supersedes the capability of the instrument, and you have to upgrade to a better instrument. And when you do upgrade to a better instrument, you find that there is oh so much more beautiful music that you can play, and you can play oh so much more beautifully, and you can do so many more things. You can produce more. You can produce music that moves the hearts of the individuals. We've been listening to a lot of Itzhak Perlman. He's playing the Stradivarius that Yehudi Menuhin used to play. And so he's, one of the great Stradivarius violins of the earth. And let me tell you, he's a great musician, and he could probably take a student violin and make it sound good. But what that man can do on that Stradivarius, oh my goodness, just something, right? Yes. So this is the same thing. You guys a lot of you guys have been with me a long time, and your technique is good. You can focus your attention like nobody's business. So now we have this beautiful, orderly, robust, powerful astral body that knows its boundaries, that can expand big. When you go step out on the beach and you're out by the ocean, you can expand big as you need, but it is able to, at that point, maintain the integrity of the boundaries of the astral body. So even then, negativity just bounces off. It's like a Teflon coating or something. It just bounces off. It's not inclined to come in. And viruses will tend to flag individuals whose immune systems are weak. There is a relationship between the astral body and the immune system, obviously, because the astral body is our first contact with the environment, and the immune system is that system of the physiology designed to handle our relationship with environmental influences. So viruses also know that they have astral bodies, and they will put little flags, little energy signatures on people's astral bodies if that person has already been exploited once by a virus, right? It's already weak. So the flags don't stick, and the viruses can't come in as much.